How's it going, y'all? Today we got our second week of Draft League. I know I didn't upload anything for week one, but I felt like, I should probably start documenting this kind of stuff since this is the first ever Draft League that I've actually been in. So, for my second week, going up against this person, Emo Wemo. I know I haven't put in my team logo or anything. I was too lazy to do it and still am. But I've got a couple of different good Pokemon. I decided to just go with a simple size spam strategy because that's not something that I really ever played with. I've kind of stayed away from it, but I wanted to try it, especially since I really wanted to use Galarian Articuno, since I really like that Pokemon. And up against my opponent, I decided to kind of go with these Pokemon. So I've got a Lone Raichu, which I know 252 attack seems kind of weird, but the reason for that is because I'm gonna go for a kind of weakness policy Articuno set. Um, so mainly my plan would be to lead Raichu and Articuno. I have 0 IVs and a minus special attack nature, so this will minimize the damage on my Articuno. And go for weakness policy, sweep, really. The only thing about this is also obviously you'll see a trend through all of these Pokemon. None of them have like speed EVs except for this guy, I guess. Because my opponent's Pokemon are all like already super slow. So even like the only Pokemon that I feel like my opponent would even like invest into is like Crawdaunt, and even that thing, I think on assuming Adamant and not Jolly, that's at least still like 107 speed, and Articuno obviously 115 even with no investment. So yeah, same goes for Iron Crown, no investment, still really good, outspeeds everything. I couldn't really. It didn't make it much sense for me to go HP on Raichu because I was gonna go for Endeavor. I feel like that's kind of anti-synergy, and I focus hash anyways. Pretty standard NDD set. Nothing like too crazy here. Same goes for Iron Crown. And this Ursaluna is mostly standard, except for this kind of weird like hammer arm move. I felt like I ran some Calyx, and even though Facade actually still does way more damage with Guts and Flame Orb against things like Ursaluna Blood Moon, things like Abominable, things like Copperajah. Actually, I guess not Facade against Copperajah because that's a resisted move, but I mean I have a ground type move for that. Basically, what I thought like it'd be a really cool kind of tech if like this move lowers the speed of the user, so like I can afford to not run like Brave, which would like minus nature, right? I can just run Adamant, and I would be faster than presumably all of his team, assuming that um everything is like minus speed, because this is a pretty obvious trick room set of Pokemon. Like Ursaluna is really slow. I honestly haven't checked Copperajah, but I feel like it's a fraud Pokemon, so Crabominable is super slow. Appleton, super defensive, super slow. Crawdon, super slow. Alchemy, super slow. Skelet, like you get the point. So being able to get a hit in on something, super effective damage, turn one, or just, the first turn that it's out, whatever, deal some good damage and like kind of surprise him, like, oh, I thought he would be min speed, I didn't think he would outspeed me, right? And then the next turn, if he like sets up Trick Room, I'll have -1 speed, and then I'll be back to outspeeding everything in Trick Room. So I felt like that was a cool, neat little thing that I had thought of. Again, this is like obviously not standard, like you would usually run like timid Articuno with like max speed. But since I felt like this thing is most likely outspeeding everything anyway, might as well run some HP Vs, reduce the damage from Volt Switch, and be able to tank a couple of other hits. The only thing that I'm kind of realizing now is like I'm Terra Fairy which obviously, like, if he leads Crawdon, like, it's kind of bad because if he leads Crawdon, I'm kind of forced to terrestrialize, and then I don't get my weakness policy up, which kind of sucks. But hopefully it doesn't happen. If that does happen, I'm sure I'll be able to play around it. Also, Fungus. Couldn't get a Mungus. Some other guy stole him, so I thought like next best thing probably just Fungus, and does literally the exact same thing as a Mungus, just a little bit worse on the defensive side. I ran some calcs, and it's actually, I'm gonna be completely honest, it's not that good here. It obviously it's like, yes, it is Eviolite boosted, but like it's really not that defensive even with Eviolite. I feel like I can take like at most 2 attacks, but honestly, I couldn't really think of anything else that would be useful against his team. Like obviously I didn't want to run a Bronzong because like I already have one steel psychic Pokemon that's weak to Skeleturge, right? I don't want two. Hawlucha was kind of playing around with that, but I felt like Ursaluna just does a lot of the heavy lifting already. I wouldn't really need Hawlucha, especially with his Hammer Arm tech. Tauros kind of gets owned by Crawdon, and I felt like Intimidate wasn't really that useful because Crabominable, I have like a lot of different ways to deal with it, like Iron Crown E-Force, Articuno E-Force, Ursaluna just Facade apparently does more damage than Hammer Arm, which is kind of funny. D-Gleam, like there's a lot of different ways for me to deal with Crabominable, so I didn't really feel like I needed Intimidate plus like Fire or Fighting Stab. And Capraja, Ursaluna, I have other ways of dealing with it. And it just felt like I didn't need Hawlucha, you know? Scyther and Masquerain, kind of odd picks, but maybe I'll save them for a different time. And yeah, that was kind of my thought process when running this team. Originally, I felt like, Alolan Raichu plus weakness policy was a cool thing, and like then I thought like, oh, I might need like Hawlucha and some other Pokemon, so maybe it wouldn't be that cool to run these two. It might be kind of a bad idea, but ended up going back to it because I realized I didn't really need Hawlucha anyways, and also like not being able to run Psychic Seed on NDD because if you don't know what Hawlucha does, basically it just it has Unburden, which doubles its speed when it loses its held item, so Psychic Seed would get used up by Psychic Surge, and Acrobatics, which has double the power if the user has no held item. So obviously, very strong Mon, but it means that I won't be able to run NDD with a Psychic Seed, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it definitely kind of feels a bit bad. So being able to use Psychic Seed, definitely very comfortable. I wish I could have gone a little bit more crazy with the things that I was able to do with this team for this week, because I feel like everything is pretty straightforward. Obviously, I wanted to originally run Hawlucha, but I didn't feel like I needed that. And it just feels like there's not a lot of cool different like tech things that I can do against this guy's team or this guy's set of Pokemon. It's very straightforward what I need to do. But honestly, I am definitely not feeling the most confident because I feel like there are a lot of different ways that I can get outplayed, especially with 4 psychic types versus 1 Crawdon. So I feel generally like I'm probably gonna have to be playing like out of my mind just to sort of even have a chance at beating this guy. Um, so yeah, that's why I'm gonna be playing a few practice games, and I'll be back when my match starts in about half an hour. Yeah, I got a bit of practice games in, low key, and don't feel very good about this, but we gotta be confident. So I got my notebook here. I'm gonna be writing some notes. I was expecting this Crawdont. It's gonna be a huge pain for me. really. So, Terra Flying, Terra Ghost, Terra Normal kind of makes sense. Water and Dragon, this is weird. Okay, Flying, I guess. I don't understand why this is Terra Flying. This. Okay. Probably to not be weak to this thing's moves. So obviously, I really don't want a lead Crawdont here. A lead Crawdont would be a kind of a disaster, no lie. But, something tells me that if I lead... probably Raichu... I should have calced this. I don't know if I did. I mean, I don't think I did. But Iron Crown... I don't want Iron Crown lead. But these two are pretty good here. Kind of what I was expecting. Now, let me run a calc. Raichu Alola versus Crawdont, Swords Dance, Volt. Oh, I have Volt Switch, not Volt Tackle. Okay. I kind of forgot about that, but that's okay. Brick Break isn't doing nearly as much, which is surprising, considering my situation, but I think it's probably best to just go for these two moves. I should be faster. I hope. This will go for Trick Room. It goes for Protect. That's okay. But I am slower now because of Trick Room. Which is kind of bad. But what I can do is I have a feeling this will go... it'll probably try to KO Indeedee, right? So... Volt Switch here. Maybe... I feel like... Terra Fairy might be okay to waste. And just go for Gleam. Okay, that's pretty bad. He's kind of playing me like a book. Terra Fairy here is really bad, actually, because I am not doing anything. I really need to get the hell out of here with this guy. I think I kind of want to reverse Trick Room here, because this is bad for me. So, turn 1, Craw, Protect, TR, turn 1. Hyper Voice, I take that pretty easily. Unfortunately my Raichu goes down, but that's okay. I reverse the Trick Room here. We're still in Psychic Terrain, meaning I can go for the E-Force, which probably gonna pick up a KO. I feel like one of these is gonna switch out into freaking Guy though, but I don't know. Regardless of if it does, Gleam is gonna do a good amount of damage. Okay, that does a lot, thankfully. Gleam might pick up a KO here. Nice. This is weird. Why is this... So he has Psychic Seed Ursaluna. He's using it against me. My own terrain against me. Why? I don't really know. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna Tachyon? Here... Has he... No, he already turned normal, didn't he? Indeedee... Yeah, he already did. So I can go for Terra Blast and... I feel like it's probably better to follow me here. Yeah. Okay. I think I got this turn right? Kind of. But I kind of lose here. Yeah. I can go for Protect here. One bad thing is, one of these is going down. Also, this isn't Crabhammer, which is really weird. I feel like he expects me to protect Ursaluna because I want Flame Orb, So I'm just gonna go for this, actually. I don't know what his last Pokemon is. Should KO. I can still win this. I kind of forgot I had Ursaluna in the back, so I'm in a better spot than I thought. Because... what the hell? Skill swap? Okay. That's so weird. Okay, I think I win this. I should. But also, not having Guts anymore is really bad, but it's okay because I have Facade. That's so weird. Okay. So I have... okay. I feel like I didn't play that very well, and yet I still won. So, this was really weird. I didn't like this lead. Raichu Indeedee felt bad, to say the least. But I don't really know what else to go for. I can try my weird lead. I can try going for the weakness policy. I feel like it's not the worst thing in the world to try and go for that. You know, it's a good sort of strategy, I think. And Articuno is going to fill in the gaps for me here. I want to know how much this is going to do. Where is my Articuno? Articuno Galarian versus Skeledirge, Offensive Gator. +2 Air Slash is going to be... wow, that does nothing. Really? What if it wasn't Assault Vest? That's really doing absolutely nothing, actually, which I don't like. But I feel like Oranguru here kind of dies regardless. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. Okay, I actually got the turn right. Never mind, I did not get the turn right. But now it's kind of bad for this guy. Because now I can Terra Fairy E-Force into these guys. Let me just run a calc, so we're in Psychic Terrain, and I'm Terra Fairy. It's doing not that much, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. And maybe I can just go for Helping Hand. Also, this calc feels wrong, because I remember this said it was doing like 18% or something. But I know this thing doesn't have any... actually, I would... in that case, I would rather Air Slash Oranguru. Let me check. Oranguru, level 50. Air Slash. Wow, this isn't doing a whole lot. Terra Blast does more, so I'd rather Helping Hand this. Okay, so one-hit knockout. Torch Song into Indeedee. That's good. Throat Spray. That's gonna kind of not be good, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I think I am definitely in a position to win. E-Force probably is good here. I think I want to go for a Follow Me instead, because I really don't want to... I mean, I can check the calc. Alchemy... P-U... Psychic Terrain, Fairy... okay, that's good. So then I can just go for Follow Me, I don't need the Helping Hand. Wow, okay, that's very defensive. I'm glad I went for the Helping Hand there, I guess? Dazzling Gleam doesn't really do anything. Next E-Force kills, which is really nice. I'm down to die here. I'm down to get... yeah. Okay, Protect, kind of expected. This is fine. Nothing terrible so far. This Crawdont is pretty bad, but I can go for a Follow Me here. If it protects, that's bad though. So, cause if it protects, I mean, these two kind of just clean up anyway, but I'd rather not have to try and deal with that. So how do I deal with this? E-Force here. I think E-Force Follow Me is probably the best play I have because it protects Articuno and okay, so he didn't protect, which is fine. Meaning I can go for Terra Blast plus I want to go for Nuzzle here. Nuzzle, Para, plus 2 Terra Blast. Nice. GG. Woo! Okay, and that was second week of Draft League. You know, I honestly didn't expect that to go as well as it did, but the Articuno strat ended up going, you know, it went really well. So, you know, hopefully I get to bring it out more in a couple of other weeks, and I will, you know, I'll definitely be covering my other weeks. I'll see you guys in week 3. You know, I know this isn't typically what I upload, but maybe I'll upload some other things in the meantime. So, yep, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.